I'm gonna level with y'all, as I do so often. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, and y'all know I don't have no problem with being vulnerable. I don't care how people perceive me. I'm judged all the time for just whatever. I'm judged for just being a big dude. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I have accepted the fact that one day I'm gonna die, and everybody that I love currently and everybody who I will grow to love in the future will die as well. That doesn't put fear in my heart. I'm not afraid of that. What I am afraid of, however, is not being able to live life away from my insecurities, away from my failures, away from my missed opportunities, away from all of this stuff, right? Basically, what I'm saying is I have held myself back, and I can't blame anybody else. I can't blame my ex-girlfriend who almost got me locked up. I can't blame my parents for not being, rich, because everybody thinks, oh, if I had rich parents, some people who have rich parents, they still go through a lot of bullshit as well. So I can't blame them for not being, financially to a level that I would like them to have been at it when I was a kid. I can't blame, the fact that I was molested as a kid. I can't blame any of that stuff. I would like to, but I can't. I could actually blame some of that, but I don't want to do that, right? I have had opportunities come at my doorstep, and I'm talking about from like 18 to this point, and I just ignored it because I had a hard time believing that I could really be special, if that makes sense. I had a hard time believing that I was actually worth anything, right? So when you see, the fact that I'm so good with my words, I don't take things personal. I just let things fall out. My car breaks down, I'll just save some money and get it done. My job's stressing me out, I'll just quit the job and get my fitness and health, lose some weight, lose a lot of weight, and give content 100% of my life, 100% chance to change my life, if you will. All of these things. But it's like, when I think about my life as a whole, I have been in situations to where I could have changed it like that, but because I was insecure about my body, because I was insecure about my life, because I was insecure about what I didn't have going on, when the thing that I could have capitalized on would have changed all of that, I didn't take the chance. I didn't take the risk. I didn't do any of that shit, right? When you get to a certain point in your life, I think everybody comes to this point, whether you do anything about it, you get to a certain point in your life to where you just you stop caring about what could go wrong, and you only really focus on how things are going to feel when it actually goes right, when it ultimately goes right, right? So I say all that to say, I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to succeed. I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to get healthy. I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to, get the millions of subscribers and get all this and makes the money and then be able to travel here, be able to travel there. Because if I were to die soon and I wasn't able to, travel to Japan, I wasn't able to go to China, I wasn't able to see how it really feels to look in the mirror and be proud of what you see, I wasn't able to be at peace with myself and at peace with the world. Because one of the greatest things I've ever heard came from Nipsey Hussle. Is like, would you rather be at war with yourself, at peace with the world, or would you rather be at peace with yourself and at war with the world? Well, I say I'd rather be at peace with both, right? Because if I'm at peace with both, I know for a fact that I'm doing something right in my life, because nobody's going to give anything to me. I've had conversations with people so many times, and they say, man, your following so big, you can put your Cash App and just say, everybody send me $1. And my response is always like, I can't ask these people to do that, right? It's like, you think just because I got this big following that I'm just like, everybody send me money. Y'all don't understand how many times I've had that conversations with people away from cameras, because I'm just like, my response is always the same. It's like, no, I can't do that, right? It's cool. People have sent, bread, and I appreciate that. But it's like, I know what needs to be done. I know what I have to do. I know what I want to do aside from all of that, right? And I use opportunities like this as a means of expressing what really goes on in my head. What goes on in my head is I want so desperately to be able to live life on my terms, purely off of the fact that I know my life is not indefinite. I'm gonna die one day. I don't know. I keep talking about the life expectancy being 70. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to 70. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to 50. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to 40. And I'm 33. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, when people ask the question of why'd you quit your job, it's like, I don't know when my life is going to end. I don't know how much time I got left. So if I really want to live life on my terms and do the things I want to do, I have to take the ultimate risk to make this shit happen. And if it doesn't happen, then, well, fuck, at least I can say I tried. But I know for a fact, if I'm diligent enough, I can make anything happen, right? Throughout this entire year, 2025 is one of the most eye-opening years of my life, because for the first time in my life, I actually believe I can do something that I said I'm gonna do. I actually believe the shit. I'm not just saying it just for clicks and views. Yeah, the clicks and views are nice, but I really believe this shit. I really do. I believe I can get 1 million subscribers. I believe I could lose 100 pounds in, I don't know, 6 months, 5 months, whatever. I believe I could, finally buy my dream car. I believe I could fucking change the world in whatever small way that comes from the things that I produce. I believe I could do that, right? So I don't really know what possessed me to make this video, but it was just on my mind, and I said, well, I'm gonna just talk about it. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I'm probably going to make a few more in the future. But one thing I know, who I was does not get to dictate who I ultimately become. Because who I was pales in comparison to who I am now. And I'll most likely say the same thing in 5 years from now. About today, about this present day. So, I know this video is pretty fucking long, but this was heavy on my heart. And I appreciate you for watching. Y'all take it easy.